There's Dieter Bastian, everybody. Starting a little early. He's on the screen. Trying to figure out his sound. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a preview. But anyway, here's a little finished true noir for all of you to listen to.
I better be going.
I'll see you out. What will your testimony be at the inquest tomorrow?
The truth, I suppose.
Truth is relative. Even off the force, a fella can use a little help. Have you decided what line of work you'll be going into?
I only have the one trade.
What do you mean?
I'm a cop. A detective. I'm going private, that's all.
Who with? The Pinkertons? You got something lined up?
Just my own little agency.
I see. When were you planning on getting started?
Well, right away.
Oh, that's a shame. That really is.
How so?
Oh, the paperwork on these matters. A goddamn shame. Red tape. Sometimes an application for a license can be turned down for the most trivial of reasons. For no reason at all, actually.
So that's how it is.
I'll tell you how it is, Mr. Heller. Go out of the department under a cloud and you tie yourself up in a police scandal. Months go by, and you're not going to get your private detective's license till it's over, till maybe, not never.
Suppose I agree to corroborate Lang and Miller's story.
I'm good at cutting red tape.
How good?
You'll have your license tomorrow, good.
And when the trial comes up, suppose I pull a double cross. Suppose I tell a different story. Like the real one.
I don't think you do that. You're not a stupid man. Licenses get revoked for no good reason sometimes. The mayor giveth, and the mayor taketh the fuck away.
Shit. God damn it. I'll do it.
Thought you might. Sergeant Miller, get yourself a good night's sleep, Mr. Heller. Nate, you have a busy day tomorrow. Sergeant Miller here. We'll see you home.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on the John Campea YouTube channel. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your pharaoh of physical media, and after a number of fits and starts, after waiting some time to see if we can actually make it, we are back. YouTube is not squelching the stream. This was a why problem, not a me problem, meaning a YouTube problem. But you know what? That hasn't stopped us. We persevere. The show must go on. And once again, I am here. But you didn't come to see me. I am going to bring you what you all come for, what you dream about, the man you most want to see. Your favorite German, actually my favorite German, and your favorite German, everyone's favorite German, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, Mr. Dieter Bastian. How are you, Dietz?
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. Here I'm Rocky Like a Hurricane. And welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media, where we had some technical snafus, and I know people were sad and disappointed last week that we had to cancel, but my manager and I put our heads together. We didn't have that much titles to show, but 1 week can change everything. Now we have a bunch of stuff to show, and we never know where our show will take us. And I know we don't go into politics, but Rob, I have to ask you, one of the biggest things in the last 2 weeks was, of course, Donny T. was on Joe Rogan podcast. And what do you think? Did it sway the pendulum in its way? I hear he did pretty good on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Well, this is the interesting thing. Politics aside, we are in a very contentious election season. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump was the president of the United States. I don't want to get into all the things he did and didn't do, but he was president. I will say this. One of the things that social media can provide us, that interview was almost 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Now, normally...
And it has insane views.
And it has insane views because everyone's watching it. Now, we used to have rules in this country that candidates were given equal time on the airwaves. I think regardless of what you think, there were two monumental things that happened. One was the Dodgers' victory in the first... Yay, Dodgers! The Dodgers' victory in their first World Series game, a walk-off grand slam, which was amazing, which means all the bases are loaded, and a home run is hit, so you got 4 runs to win the game. An amazing end to that game. And then the Trump interview with Rogan dropped. And the thing is, you don't normally get to sit down with a politician for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that from my perspective as a media pundit, a pundit that watches culture and media, I would say it was one of the most important political interviews maybe of all time. Because how often in history, does a presidential candidate, former president, sit down and agree to be interviewed for 3 hours? It was historic. Yeah. Whether you like Trump or dislike Trump. And I think that very act is going to be very important when it comes to Election Day. Whatever your politics, you have to be looking at this. I really hope Kamala Harris also goes on Joe Rogan, because I think that she really needs to go on Joe Rogan after the interview with Trump. But it was quite astonishing to watch, I thought, and very interesting from a historical perspective. Does it move the needle on whether you're going to vote for Trump or not? I don't know. I can't speak really to that. But it was really fascinating to watch.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah,
because I wanted to know how was the vibe in America after that podcast. Historical.
I do think that it's a very contentious election. As I said, there's a lot at stake for the country, and what I would say about it is I believe in voting. I think every citizen of the United States, every legal citizen of the United States should vote. I think you should vote in your local, state, and federal elections. Vote your conscience. Be an educated voter. Think locally, act globally. We need everybody to get out there and vote. But on this show, I'm going to keep my own political views to myself.
Yeah.
And let's get physical media. I can only make fun of you about your German heritage. That's it. That's as political as I'd like to get on the show, unless we're talking about censorship or movies or, So
from that point, let's just sway into our forte. Rob, we have a third outing of the trash
I've got
trilogy.
The info right here from you. Our friend...
The trash trilogy that is the Venom movies.
And they're
China is coming to the rescue a little
China's coming to the rescue. Venom, The Last Dance. We can only hope. Yeah. It opens soft in America.
Yeah.
With only like 56 million. Obviously, but another 120, another 100 million, basically. It's up at 175 million global. So while it's soft in the United States, it did well overseas and in China, because, the Chinese, it's not their first language. They don't know how trashy these movies are. But, I'm happy.
Seem that way.
I don't like, I don't know what Sony's ever been, other than Across the Spider-Verse, which are great, and I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I don't understand what their Sony Spider-Verse, they're certainly not shooting high. Madam Web, Morbius, Venom, we've got, I hope Kraven the Hunter is good, but I'm perplexed by the low rent nature. Not that these movies are cheap, but they're certainly not aspiring to much. And not like Into the Spider-Verse, which is quite good. Really good, actually. Some great stuff. But I will point out that Joker has passed 200 million worldwide. Hey! So, not so bad. Or it is bad. But Despicable Me has made 965.3 million globally, so good on them.
Always the Despicable movies creeping up on the billion slowly but surely. You know?
They get there, buddy.
Without anybody noticing, always.
It's true. Absolutely true. Now let me look at the I'm trying to find you the
And I just wanted to greet someone in the chat. I think his name was Point McFly. He is from my region, he says. So, Point McFly, hello. Good evening.
There you go. So, that's all we really wanted to talk about. All little movies. Nora, everyone should go see that. The Nora, I think it's called Nora. Sean Baker's new movie.
It opens up this week. And Terrifier 3 finally is getting released here next weekend, Rob. I hope
you know what I saw though.
Help me, Rob. You saw that little movie that I recommended, Rob? Wait.
No.
Where do I have it? You saw Le Chambre Rouge.
Oh, I did. I saw The Red Rooms.
Yeah.
But I also saw.
You didn't. Yeah.
I also saw Gladiator 2.
Oh, you were at the Paramount lot?
No. I went and saw it at the AMC in Century City. I'm interviewing for Designing Hollywood. I'm interviewing both costume designers and the cinematographer this coming week. So I needed to see it so I could talk about it. And really loved it. It's a different kind of a movie than Gladiator 1, which is kind of a mythical. This has a lot more story going on, and while the focus is on Lucius, there are other characters, other scenes. Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal. It's really interesting. Pedro Pascal basically plays Maximus in this movie if Maximus took Marcus Aurelius up on his offer to go to Rome. And he's now a hero of Rome, and he's their most powerful general, and he's now married to Connie's character, Lucilla. So it's
was this a screening everyone could attend to, Rob?
No. You had to be either part of the press or part of. It wasn't as full as I thought it would be. So,
okay,
quite enjoyed it. Awesome.
That's
really enjoyed it, and it has a very, very satisfying ending. And you know how important satisfying endings are. for all of us.
So perhaps a hit for Ridley. Perhaps.
I think people are going to really like this movie. It is chock-a-block full of great action, a lot of blood, a lot of plot. It's got Denzel Washington having a hell of a good time. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it.
Awesome to know.
It is the Top Gun Maverick of Gladiator sequels.
That's a bar, Rob. That's a bar.
It's a bar
that you're setting here.
Gladiator 2 is the Top Gun Maverick of Gladiator sequels.
Okay. We'll come back to you, Rob.
Now, people would say, how can it be without Russell Crowe in it? Which is a fair point. So it might not ever reach the heights of Top Gun Maverick in terms because you don't have your main character coming back. But in terms of what they did, it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good.
Awesome.
I after the I didn't like the first trailer at all. That hip hop music, I didn't like. I didn't like what I was seeing. I thought the second trailer was much better. But you'll know in the first 20 minutes because they mirror what went on in Gladiator. Like here's what I found interesting. So Gladiator begins with the Battle of Germania, where you meet Maximus, you meet Russell Crowe. Well, this movie is kind of the reverse. It's a battle where the Romans are coming in, but we start with the people that are getting attacked. It would be like if we were with the German hordes up in the woods, and we were watching it from their perspective, which I thought was really interesting. It was they do a lot of reverse mirror imaging things happening, and I really, the same way that Pedro Pascal's character is like Maximus, if Marcus Aurelius wasn't murdered and Maximus went back to serve Rome. I thought that all that stuff was pretty clever. But we'll see.
Good to know.
We'll see. And the one thing that I kind of missed, the thing that I think really was the soundtrack. The music, it didn't have Hans Zimmer, and they I think it's Henry Gregson Williams, or Wagner. The score is not as memorable, and I really was missing that score. I think that score is, but there was a lot of time where you heard it, but it was its own thing. But anyway, there you go. There's my thoughts on Gladiator 2.
Like I said, you watched Red Rooms.
Okay, now here's the thing about Red Rooms. Red Rooms, I will say this. I really was engrossed. I didn't know where this movie was going. So this is obviously a French-Canadian film, and it starts out, it's about a serial killer being put on trial for murdering girls online in horrible, horrible ways. And a woman that we meet, a sort of avant-garde fashion model, seems to be somewhat obsessed with this case and keeps going to the courtroom as it's being prosecuted. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Don't read about it, but I will say this, it was very much a slow burn.
Yeah.
It was not
burns, Rob. But it burns.
It burns, and it was not what I expected. It was a lot more intellectual than I thought it was going to be. And for those looking for lots of serial killer violence, it's not that kind of movie. But I was very surprised where it went, especially where it wound up. And I found it very...
Especially the opening shot, Rob, with the whole court case,
it was like 15 minutes. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it. I really loved it. But it is a slow burn. It's a quiet movie. It's not a loud movie. It's a quiet movie. But I was surprised. And that would be something that I thought when I watched it, I'm like, this should have been the kind of movie I would be recommending to you. For the Trash Panda to recommend it to me, this was a very highbrow, very intellectual. It was an intellectual exercise of a movie. So you,
I had to give something back for the coffee table, Rob.
You know what? That was very much so, and I appreciate it very much, my friend. Nicely done. Well done.
It lived up to the hype. And just quick, Rob, stuff that I have seen. For me, one of the greatest movies in the last 2 weeks was on Netflix, Rob. The Shadow Strays.
Oh, I keep hearing about this.
Yeah. From Timo Taranto, as I just said, Titi, who did The Night Comes For Us. So if you're a fan of The Night Comes For Us, of that kind of martial arts, gun violence, this totally will fit
and who
your
is
bill. Almost 2.5 hours long of bloodshed, good old John Woo, like John Woo back in the day. Of course, a little bit with CGI enhanced, but I had a great time with it. And I watched, Rob, the movie Stream.
Oh yeah, how was that?
To get a little bit into Terrifier mode, because the director Damien Leone of Terrifier did the special effects for Stream. But that's the only good thing, Rob. The kills. And the effects. The movie itself, not so much. So not really recommend. On the series, I have watched Nobody Wants This.
I love that. I loved it.
Me too, Rob. Had a great time with it. Totally can see why Netflix already has given the green light for the second season. Totally down with it.
I gotta say though, I love Kristen Bell. She looks like an old girlfriend of mine that I'll forever be in love with, but she has never looked more beautiful than she looks in this show. She's grown up. She's very much a woman in this. She's so appealing, and her and Adam Brody are an incredible couple. This is one of my you know what? I haven't seen a rom-com that I liked as much as this in a very long time. I mean,
especially in a form in a sitcom form, you know.
Yeah, in a
Normally
sitcom
with
form, I
movies-
thought it was terrific,
Yeah.
and not since again forgetting Sarah Marshall that she was also in. I love Kristen Bell. I love Kristen Bell so much, and Adam Brody I've always loved ever since I recognized him in the OC. You know, he's always been good, but he's never better. And all the supporting cast was terrific, really good.
Yeah, totally.
Really good.
And Rob, I finished Slow Horses, the 4th season. Still great on Apple TV Plus. Still one of my favorite shows on the streaming service from Apple. And I was really happy that after the 4th season ended, they already showed a teaser for the 5th one, which seems to be already finished. And I think they have even given the green light for the 6th season already. So Slow Horses one of the best, I have to say, considering shows. Never let me down in the first 4 seasons. That was what I have watched digitally, Rob.
Nice.
So I think, Rob, we were away long enough. Who starts? Because Rob told me before the show, I have some shit to show.
My God, dude. I mean, I could start. I think the first thing I need to do is I did avail myself of Scream Factory's Shocktober sale.
Okay.
So I had to buy, because they don't send me enough, I had to buy more copies of The Hills Run Red because they're down to their last 100.
Nice.
Because I always give these away. For those of you who don't know, there's a movie I produced. This is one of the most self-indulgent Blu-rays ever. There's like 10 hours of special features on this disc. Director Dave Parker and I, during the pandemic, when the pandemic first started, lockdown happened, and I'm like, well, they asked us to do this, and we did this. We did a lot of special features, and these were cheap. These Blu-rays were cheap. I also got the James Spader movie Jack's Back, which I remember seeing. I haven't seen this in ages. I love James Spader. Picked that up. One of the Blind Dead movies, Night of the Seagulls. I just don't know why I never had that. Yeah. The Island, based on the Peter Benchley movie, a book.
Yeah.
In the Company of Wolves, I had this on Blu-ray when I first bought it, but I really like this movie, and I was like, why don't I have this? I don't know. I think I have
so now it's in 4K, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I never had the special edition, so I don't know. I got it. If I can give it away to somebody. I always wanted the It's Alive trilogy, which I never had. So I have the laser discs of It's Alive, so I picked that up. Yeah. And then I did get the Blob for a friend of mine because I'm trying to convince him that he needs to see this. So I got those. Then, of course, as you might wonder, I did get a box from Kino Lorber, and it was a Chock-a-Block full box. This box from Kino Lorber, no 4Ks, but good stuff. This documentary that was produced by Martin Scorsese, Made in England, about Powell and Pressburger, the people that made like the Red Shoes, the directing team that made the Red Shoes. They made Tales of Hoffman, of course, Peeping Tom, and this is a documentary about their work, which I hadn't seen, so I'm really happy to have that. They're getting into this. This is very interesting. Boarding House Blues with Cab Calloway. Heidi, 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 ho. Boarding House Blues. Take a look at that art. That looks to be interesting. I've never seen this, but I'm happy to own it. Yeah. Getting into a little racial politics there, but it's great. And then Fantastic Fest and Locarno. Here's a movie called The Falling Star, which I know nothing about, but I'm sure it's great because all the foreign films that Kino Lorber picks up are good. Now, this is really interesting. This isn't a great film, but it's based on a novel by British horror author James Herbert that I read in the early 80s called Fluke, about a man who's reborn in the body of a dog. Now, it's more family oriented than the book was, but great to have it. Great to have it. I like Fluke. Then, of course, the documentary on the making of the Monster Squad. Wolfman's Got Nards.
Oh, okay.
So great to have this. Really, really cool. Of course, who doesn't love the Monster Squad? So here's the documentary, Wolfman's Got Nards. They sent me that. They sent me Meryl Streep in Plenty, which I saw this movie in a theater a long, long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Early Meryl Streep, but I remember liking it. A comedy that isn't great, but Up the Creek with Animal House's Tim Matheson. And so there you go. You got that. And then the two, probably the best movies that came out. This is based on a Patricia Highsmith novel, she of Ripley fame. A French film, Enough Rope, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of this film, and I've always wanted to see it. And it's based on a Patricia Highsmith novel. Interesting cast. And then the movie that I was most interested in seeing, because I've only seen this once, Michael Cimino's first movie, starring Jeff Bridges and Clint Eastwood, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot,
nice.
The director of The Deer Hunter's first film, or you could say the director of Heaven's Gate first film, or as I like to say, the director of Year of the Dragon's first film. I like Year of the Dragon. I'm a Year of the Dragon apologist. Anything that has early Mickey Rourke, I will watch. So that was the haul from Kino Lorber. So thank you,
Awesome.
Kino. Every time I get a box from Kino, I feel that an angel gets their wings. Yeah, Kino Lorber. Again, I want to get some of that cartel money to maybe buy the rights back to Free Enterprise. How much money can you guys hook me up or whatever? I don't know what's going on, but hey, I'll take it.
So, on my end, Rob, I start first. I got replacement discs, Rob. I finally got...
What?
Or the substitute was replaced because there were an edited version, actually, not the right version, in the set it was from Via Vision. So I got my replacement disc. And perhaps you remember the story, Rob, that I had trouble convincing them that I owned this,
Right.
so that I could get this one, even our show didn't was enough evidence for them. Then another replacement that I got were from the Turbine set, the Frighteners disc. Don't worry, people, if you bought the Frighteners set early, they were only exchanged because the German soundtrack were something missing. Only the German tracks were had a trouble that they fixed. Not really interesting for me, but the German audio is fixed on those. The English is totally fine. So I got the Brightness from Turbine replacement disc. And okay, let's start, Rob. One of my favorite movies of this year, and for me, better than Longlegs, was of course from Damien McCarthy, Oddity. And it's always great that Shudder still puts out their movies on, or let's see, this is not Shudder, this is IFC, I think. It's not. No, it's Shudder. It's Shudder. Oddity, one of my favorites. Totally great follow-up to Caveat. That was already a great movie. So nice follow-up with Oddity. Then, Rob, you showed it last week already. I've got Brick from Kino Lorber, which came with the reversible cover artwork. So I got that one. Brick. And from Shout Factory, I got the Land of the Dead set, which comes with
I need to get that.
With 3 discs. So we have the 4K with the unrated, the Blu-ray with the unrated version, and the theatrical version is on a separate Blu-ray too. So Land of the Dead Collector's Edition. And then, I know, but I quite enjoyed and liked it, so I bought the 4K version of the remake of Carrie. Because I quite enjoyed the remake. Coming from Shout Factory 2, yes. And it comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. There's nothing really that special in it, just the 2 discs. So Carrie, the remake. And then, Rob, A movie I saw yesterday, I didn't saw it in theater. And sometimes, as other people do the same, I like, rate my movies. It's an 8 out of 10. It's a 3 out of 10. It's trash. It's meh, 5 out of 10. But sometimes a movie comes along where you can put 1 rating on it. You have to give 2 ratings. As a movie, just as a movie, valued, it's just a 4 out of 10. But in the so bad, it's hilariously good department, it's an 8 out of 10. And you can't combine those 2 ratings and say it's a 6 out of 10. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm talking about the Sham Hammer up. I watched Trap yesterday. This is the not really fancy steelbook that I got. Rob, have you seen Trap?
No.
No.
But I know what it's about.
Rob, you have to see it. You have to see it just to believe it. How bizarre this movie is. Especially just from the setup alone. You have the concept where they want to apprehend the butcher, the serial killer. Just from the setup, you have the SWAT team surrounding the concert hall. And while the concert is playing, probably at full blast, they pick out people from the crowd. Just the setup is insanity. It's insanity for me. And then you have a scene, Rob, in the aisle where people walking to their seats. In the aisle, the floor opens up. There's no security around it, no safe space, because there's a staircase coming up where there's a singing partner.
It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen, Rob. In the aisle where people could fall down. I was thinking, what the hell is happening here? Rob, there was some shots where people talking directly to the camera, a little bit meta. Rob, you have to see it. You have to see it. At a good time, but as a movie, this is one. I was thinking, Rob, perhaps the Sham Hammer has perhaps a split personality too, Sometimes he's a genius considering his movie, and then sometimes the other one takes over, that bizarre one, and you don't know what he was thinking about, And his daughter is, of course, featured as a singer in the movie with her stage performance. And Rob, I counted in the end credits how many songs she contributed to the movie. Give me a number, Rob. What do you think?
6.
17! 17 songs are listed in the end credits, performed by her. And the movie takes such strange turns, and it feels like the movie is 2 hours. Not because it's boring, because you think you reach the climax. Oh no, we go a step further. You reach the climax. No, we go a step further, Rob, you have to see it. You have to see it to believe it. To believe it.
And I hear they leave it open for a sequel.
Yeah. And just that, Rob. Just we need to talk about Trap, Rob. I couldn't believe it. How he got rid of his handcuffs, and nobody of the SWAT team notices it. Insanity, Rob. Bizarre insanity. So bad it's hilariously good, I have to say. Trap, the Sham Hammer is back. And I spoiled the twist for you, Rob. The twist it's not a thriller, it's a comedy. That's the twist of Trap from the Sham Hammer. It's not a thriller, it's a comedy. Then, Rob, you mentioned this in the news section some while ago, and I stumbled across, it's already out in the UK, the Korean movie Sleep, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Sleep. I heard good things about it. You just see this. It's from Curzon, but it's not. It is some sort of reversible cover that you could use. So, but I haven't seen it. Sleep. Then the other one that I don't know if you have seen it, but I think you have heard good things about it too. With Lea Seydoux, the movie, The Beast.
I'm dying to get that.
Dying
to
it's
get
out
it.
in the UK. It's nothing special. Just just a disc. Really looking forward to that one too. Then from Paramount, this was a must-have, but this is from the UK. Breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing special. This is a thriller. This is
I really like that. Jonathan Mostow, who directed T3, directed that.
Yeah. Totally like Mark Hermans would say, a nuts and bolts thriller. Then let's make a double header. We're starting with the sequel, but I haven't seen it. Wasn't even in the theater to watch it. It did pretty well in the States, a little bit less internationally. The sequel to Twister, and this is the Steelbook.
Pretty Steelbook. It's shiny.
Yeah, shiny. Embossed here.
Wow.
The title. Really loving it. Comes with, of course, 4K and the Blu-ray. So at least hope from the audiovisual standpoint, it will be a nice watch. And bringing it back to the original, one of my favorites, not Rob ones, I don't know why. And since I love the Universal's special editions, I had to get theirs for Twister. What you can't actually see, Rob, there's a slight rainy structure on the editions. So it's really, when I pulled out the cellophane, I thought, oh, it looks even better after I removed that. So once again, it comes with the classic artwork for the movie Steelbook. So I had 4K and Blu-ray. And you just see else they put in probably the usual good swag. So we have a booklet for the movie. And Twister is I always have a nostalgia spot for it because of the Laserdisc days. When I first saw Twister for the first time from Laserdisc, this was the reference disc considering sound to go to. I couldn't believe it.
100%.
Couldn't believe it.
100%.
Twister was the sound par excellence. And we have some art cards. Ooh, yeah. When they did explosions for Europe, not that CGI.
When we believe them. Verisimilitude.
Yeah. Verisimilitude. Exactly, Rob. Exactly. Nice. They're shiny. And we have a poster. Probably with the original artwork again. Oh, with both. We got this one. Famous Flying Cow. And the original. So this is a little bit of the first haul from me, Rob. Twister, the special edition from the UK, but it's available internationally too. I love the Universal special editions.
Very, very cool. Should we just keep going? Switch off?
Perhaps some super chats, Rob.
Yeah, by the way, anybody who sent in super chats or tips, the tips, I should have them all here, but if I don't, I apologize. I know that Major Chai sent out a few memberships. She gave a few memberships away.
And 2 weeks ago, Rob Stubble did send in 2 tips just the last minute that we didn't mention in the show.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Let me go back. Stubble said, in defense of Dieter's shirt, I've heard that today's trash plus time equals future culture.
Nice, Stubble. Nice. I had the Trash Panda t-shirt on last week. Yeah.
And then we got, I don't know who sent this in, but because it came from Anonymous. Anonymous said, Robert, love you, dude. I just went through a traumatic breakup when I found out my girl cheated on me with her ex who cheated on her. But I'm pushing myself through it. I'm focusing on my passions, and I will always keep me going. You, meaning me, are the man. Well, Anonymous, you know what? First of all, I'm sorry to hear that she cheated on you with someone that cheated on her, but know that they don't have a future together, and your future is so bright you got to wear shades. That's what I'm talking about, my friend. Thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for supporting the channel. And I'm sorry you're going through it. I know it's tough. But think of it as an eyes wide shut moment. You're Tom Cruise and eyes wide shut, and it'll get better. You're going to find somebody even better that loves you more, that probably loves everything about you more. So you can't. Walter White Walker is already. Sorry, Rob. Go Bills. Yes, I know that. I'm monitoring the Hawks game. It's 31-10 Bills. What are you going to do? We're still number one in the AFC. And what are we? You know, I'm upset about this. I can't even. You know, look, the Seahawks. The fact that they're doing all right. You know, I mean, the NFC West still not. We're not going to be number one after that. I don't think, but we'll see where it goes. Norwegian Kryptonian celebrates 42 months of membership on the channel. Just got back from seeing Venom 3, and the popcorn machine was broken. Well, that sucks.
But nothing about the movie?
I don't know. Garrett Groover says, Rob, I'm curious, what do you think of the 2005 film Munich? I don't think is it Steven Spielberg's most controversial film? No, I think it's a great movie. I've always loved Munich. I'd love to get the 4K version of that. I really would.
Yeah.
Walter White Walker says that he's super stoked that Ronald D. Moore is show running the new God of War series. But what does this mean for the For All Mankind verse? We better get our 7 seasons. I think we will. I don't think we have to worry about that. Ron Moore's not going to let that go. And by the way, it's still underneath the Sony umbrella, so they know.
Yeah.
Andy Haynes has been a member for 13 months. Paul Allen Bernardo says, Sonia and I are shooting a new film short this week that's a prequel to Galactic Fantastic, our 1950s sci-fi homage short featuring Alan Parsons. This new one is horror themed. Well, congratulations for that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you should come on and bring your film, and we can show it and promote it to the audience. So, yeah, but in terms of Garrett Groover, I do love Munich. I think Munich is actually a terrific film, beautifully made.
But it could drop. When did Munich came out? Perhaps probably only a 2K master, perhaps.
Yeah, but I think it's shot on film, so they could go back to the negative, and it is Universal. So
yeah,
I believe it's Universal. Yeah. So that's good. So we are caught up with super chats and everything.
Tom Jr. Jackson came in.
Oh, he did
quickly.
Rob, have you watched Before with Billy Crystal and Apple yet? I have not. I love Monarch. We should catch up sometime, buddy. Dieter, it's always good to see you. Yeah, I've been around. I apologize to everybody. As you know, if you were here at the beginning of the show, you actually heard a finished snippet. That piece was mixed, and you heard part of True Noir, and that little, I'm really proud of it. You get a sense of what you're getting with True Noir. That was Michael Rosenbaum and Jeffrey Combs. Of course, Dr. Herbert West, he was also in The Frighteners, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, From Beyond. That was him as Mayor Anton Cermak, and you can tell where we're going with this. I'm so proud of this. It's just the workload's incredible. That's why I haven't been streaming as much. So I apologize for that, but I'll be back. And I hope you liked it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now, should we keep showing stuff?
Yeah. Who starts, Rob?
Well, I got something cool that I'll show from Paramount. I got this from the UK. Again, the UK does better for me. Alfred Hitchcock's To Catch a Thief.
Ooh, nice.
The box set, kind of like, it's very similar to Chinatown. And it comes with the film in 4K, obviously, one of my favorite Hitchcock movies. And then it comes with a really great, I haven't even opened this, a great booklet with the Cat Burglar logo. You unfold it, and I don't even know what's to be. Oh, wow. I don't even know what's in here. So there's a poster. Let's see what is this poster? It's a recreation of the original one sheet, which is cool. Let's open this up. This is a great one sheet, by the way. So here's a poster of the original one sheet.
Nice.
So they add that in there. You know, one day I'm going to do something with all these posters. I don't know what. I have no idea what this is. What is this? Oh, it looks like it's a recreation of the British quad from To Catch a Thief, which is pretty cool. I will spare you, but it comes with a recreation of the lobby card set. I won't show it to you all. Bertani's Restaurant. This is cool. And then it comes with a recreation of a note. Robbie, you've already used up 8 of your 9 lives. Don't gamble your last one. If you know the movie, this is it's pretty neat. So that's cool. I mean, you know, we love this swag. Is it really important? Does it matter? It's the film transfer that matters. But again, it just makes these classic films that much more special. Thank God I ordered this. I ordered this 2 different ways. I ordered this from Amazon in the UK. Yeah. I also ordered the special edition from Zavvi. And Zavvi said they're having a hard time fulfilling my order. So To Catch a Thief in 4K, that's the most important thing, is to have To Catch a Thief in 4K. Yeah. I got a box from Warner Brothers. Not just Warner Archive. I got the Prairie Home Companion from Garrison Keillor, you know, if you're a NPR fan. Prairie Home Companion. But then they just sent me a box. Now, if I don't just get stuff from Warner Archive, which is great, and the Prairie Home Companion is from Warner Archive, well, they sent me 4 4Ks. And this is so random. Their version of The Hitcher, which of course...
Which is probably the same
master. Yeah. And then they sent me, okay, we can't get Contact, we can't get Excalibur, we can't get Outland or 2010 or Logan's Run or Forbidden Planet, but you know what we can get on 4K? The Intern. We can get the Intern.
The Bond one.
We can get the Intern with and you know what? To be honest, I'm going to tell you something about this. I love Anne Hathaway. And I love Robert De Niro, and I like this movie. This is a coffee and cake movie. I like it.
There you go, Rob.
I like it. I will cop to liking this movie. I don't care what you say. And then again, remember, no Forbidden Planet, no Excalibur, no Omega Man, no Soylent Green, no Forbidden Planet. I already said that. But we can't get Vacation on 4K.
The Millers, Rob.
Probably because, I mean, these were finished in 4K. But it's like, and then, of course, a comedy that I actually kind of liked, Tag.
Tag was great.
All in 4K. Yeah, and so I got those. I have them in 4K. Not movies I would choose to purchase, but then I got another box from Warner Brothers.
Okay.
And it was a heavy box. I'm like, does this mean there's lots in it? What was this heavy box?
Perhaps the same that. Oh, The West Wing.
One of my favorite. This is if Star Trek took place in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
this would be the show. It replaces my set that my ex-girlfriend Mary Forrest gave me. This is in fact The West Wing on Blu-ray, the entire series. I was going to buy this, but thank you, Warner Brothers. All 7 seasons.
How many discs, Rob?
28. Ooh. 7 seasons on 28 Blu-rays.
Nice.
So that was what I got from Warner Brothers, and then I got a box from Super Deluxe Editions. You know, the company that is remastering albums in Dolby Atmos, which I'm obsessed with. 2 things which I don't think they did. These are not Super Deluxe Edition. These are not Super Deluxe Edition versions.
Yeah.
But they're anniversary albums. One is Air, and who did the soundtrack to the Virgin Suicides. This is their first album, Moon Safari, remastered in Dolby Atmos. And it's also got videos on it, and it looks to be chock-a-block full of stuff. So let's open it and see. it's weird. I mean, yeah, I still love having. I don't really buy. I'll buy soundtracks and stuff, but I don't buy a lot of music. But this is kind of cool. So it's got multiple discs.
Yeah.
And pretty neat. I love this record. Love this record. Can't wait to hear it in Atmos. I think it's great. Big fan of Air. And then I also got, again, starting out on Trevor Horn's ZTT label, Seal. I'm a huge Seal fan. This is not Seal's first album, but it is a remastered Dolby Atmos version. These records
I got this one too.
You did? You already got it? Did you already show this? Oh, well.
Yeah, but probably, I don't know, months or two ago.
Oh, well, there you go. So you've already shown it. I don't need to show it.
Show it, Rob. Show it.
No. Well,
open it up.
I'll open it up. You know, I'm a huge fan.
Exactly.
I think Seal's an incredible vocalist. And again, you know, video, it's 2 albums. I'll take it. And I love this stuff, even though I'm rebuying stuff I've already had, but it's in Dolby Atmos. Now I got actual Super Deluxe Edition versions, the first of which, more Germans. My favorite German band, maybe Kraftwerk's up there, but my favorite German band, Alphaville.
Oh, you got it, Rob.
Their album, Forever Young, great album. Again, Super Deluxe Edition, Dolby Atmos. Actually, this is not a super. They were just selling it. This is from Rhino, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I got an actual Super Deluxe Edition. Bronski Beats Jimmy Somerville, Age of Consent album. I love this record. It has the gay Stairway to Heaven, which is, of course, Small Town Boy. If you know that song, it's a great song. You leave in the morning with everything you own in a little black case. So, I mean, they put out Soft Cell's Nonstop Erotic Cabaret, and now to have Bronski Beats, I mean, people say I'm gay adjacent. Totally. I mean, now that I have Bronski Beats, Age of Consent, and by the way, listed the age of consent for gay sex in every country in Europe is listed in here. So there you go. If the more you know. And then, of course, this is going to go right next to Soft Cell's Nonstop Erotic Cabaret, so I can gay it up whenever I want to. These are 2 of my favorite synth pop albums of the early 80s. I really love this. I mean, Jimmy Somerville went on, of course, to become a part of Communards, but this is a great record. Great record that I listened to a million times. So got those in.
Cool. Nice.
So I'll throw it back to you.
Okay. Then I start, Rob, with the first one. And I always remember when you talk about the director duo that you met in Stitches, considering Inside, you know.
Oh, the 2 directors, yep.
2 directors. Julian Maury and Alessandra Bastillo. They have a new movie out. The English title is The Soul Eater, and it's out here in Germany. Der Seelenfänger, Soul Eater. This is their new movie. But I haven't watched it. I wanted to see it this afternoon, but the running time was too long for me to do the setup, so I decided to watch something else. But I'm really looking forward to this one. Soul Eater, from those 2 French directors. And then, Rob, I thought, wait, what have they done else? Because there were some movies I missed from them, you know? Because
they made a vampire movie.
Live It,
yep.
And Ballerina, I think, and I saw those 2. But I have 2 other movies that I have never seen, and I bought them, Rob. One is called Among the Living.
Wow.
Cat in the Bag, so for me, from those 2. And the other one is called Candisha, The Curse, German subtitle, The Curse.
Wow, I need to get those, man. I love those guys.
Yeah. And Soul Eater is the newest from them. Out here as a Blu-ray. This is just a 4K. So not a double feature, just a 4K release. And then, Rob, perhaps another recommendation for you. I watched it yesterday. Totally great movie, but it has a long title, which normally there's a saying, if the movie title is overly long. The movie is not good. That's not the case here, Rob, but I need to get my screenshot out so I can tell you the English name of the movie. Let me just see where I have it. Where do I have it? Here. I show you the movie. The German title is Feinfühlige Vampirin sucht lebensmüdes Opfer.
What the hell? What's the translation of that, dude? Come on.
Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. So it's not, Rob. So it's not that the German one is something made up. It's actually the translation of the title, Rob. And this is a great recommendation from me to you. It played last year at the usual festivals. It's a coming-of-age vampire story. And we have Sasha, who should come into a foray as a vampire. You know, she lives... Rob, it's especially made for you, because what you like, Rob, is where we go, when it comes to Predator, what new gadgets does he bring with the new movie? And you go, what mundane tasks does a Predator do from 9 to 5? It's working day. And now you here have a vampire family, you know. They bring her to the doctor to see why her fangs doesn't show, you know, why she's not into violence, killing people. You know, she's only you know, drinking the blood banks. You know, it's a Canadian production. It's shot in French language. Totally great, Rob. Because I stumbled across this movie, then I saw, it's already out in the States. And I wanted to purchase the American Blu-ray, because this was the only one that I thought was out. And then I saw, hey, it's coming out in Germany last week. So it came out on Friday here. So I bought the German one just because it's a little bit cheaper for me to get the German one. But it's already out in the States, Rob. This is a recommendation for me. No, once again, the title is, Rob, Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person.
Right up my alley.
English. Right up your alley, Rob. Believe me, great movie, coming of age, vampire story, with humor, with melancholy, with drama. It almost has everything, Rob. And it's really funny too, even if it has a topic like suicide in it, you know. Totally great. And it's told, Rob, in 90 minutes. 90 minutes, that's all the movie needed to tell his story. Great one. Then, from the For Kyle label, Rob, you already showed it. I got it now too. You know, Bueno, Voodoo, Cadivo, Good, Bad, the Ugly. And I'm still thinking, Rob, do you really think it at some point had an O-ring? I know we were a little late to the party, but I'm not sure.
I think it did have an O-ring.
Because with that, I bought once upon a time in the West, now the Italian version. I can tell you, Rob, if the 4K here is a 100 gigabyte disc or not. If the bitrate is different than what most people complained about the Paramount one.
Right.
So I have no idea, actually, how this will hold up against the Paramount one. But once again, it comes with a great slip, the structure, which I can feel it, but I can show it to you. And it comes, once again, with always those nice little cards that they put in. And you have the 4K and the Blu-ray in it. So once upon a time, in the West, the Italian 4 cult version. Since they are Sergio Leone westerns, you need the Italian ones. Then, with Angela Mao from Eureka, I bought Broken Oath, which comes with reversible cover artwork, and we have a booklet in it. So I don't know this one with Angela. We're looking forward to it. So Broken Oath. Then let me just see where I go from there. A little bit Cat in the Bags, of course, came in. The first one is directed by Markus Dunstan, and I think he is tied a little bit to the Saw franchise. The title is All My Friends Are Dead. So, simple one. It's just German Blu-ray. Can the back. Hopefully a nice slasher. At least it's 18 for the Halloween holidays. Then, hopefully a good martial arts drama. It's just called 100 Yards. Know nothing about it. And then a movie that I've seen probably last in the VHS days. I don't know if it's gotten a DVD release because Thomas Ian Griffith has a little bit of a resurgence with Cobra Kai again. But at some point, he was out to be made, perhaps a new action star, but which never came to the forefront. But this is one of his movies, Excessive Force, back from the VHS days, which came out here, but I don't expect anything special considering the picture quality. So, Excessive Force, and it features with Thomas Ian Griffith, Lance Henriksen is in it, James Earl Jones, and Tony Todd is in it too. And the next special edition, which comes a little bit of a drawback, it is the German one. I've got my Nightmare on Elm Street collector's edition. And the drawback from the German one is that actually the steelbook in it is not the different cover variation. It is the same as you have here, because everywhere else internationally I always see they put the original cover on the steel, but here unfortunately not. And the other drawback, but this is not specific to the German one, is that the Blu-ray is an old one. So the Blu-ray is not with a new scan for the 4K. So the Blu-ray is an old one. But I'm really think the transfer is great, considering Nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, the domestic one got delayed.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Who knows? But the transfer is, for me, great. Dolby Atmos track, nice. And, of course, we have some swag in it. And we have a certification, actually, considering the limitation of it. Just see. So it's limited to 27,400, so not really that kind of low limitation. And let me just see what else I've got. They put in the little bag here. More of the original artwork.
It's
and
cool.
The movie still holds up in my book.
Oh yeah.
So let me just see here. And we don't need to forget the uncut version is on the 4K. So we have, let me just see, we have a booklet actually for Nightmare. And that's perhaps, I wouldn't say a drawback, but the special features at the cursory glance that I took are all the ones that we already know. So I didn't detect anything specifically new. But that's not really bad because there were already good special features, but I don't think there is a new retrospective or something like that is not on here. So we have these great art cards, Freddy Claw, the back, and we don't have the steelbook with the original cover artwork, but at least the poster is.
It's a great poster too.
And is this the? Is this the Japanese one or? I don't know. El Sokaki Kabuzu. Okay. The Nightmare on Elm Street Collector's Edition.
Beautiful.
That's my little bit of my second haul for this week. Let me just put all those back and I give it over to you.
Well,
Perhaps to do some super chats.
Yeah, I'll see if anybody sent anything in here. We shall see what are you guys saying. First of all, this is interesting. So, we'll go back. Melee says or asks, have either of you ever received a movie with nasty looking gunk inside? My new Rocky set was full of gunk that looked like bacteria. It was gross. I've heard of this.
Ooh.
I think it's glue.
Yeah.
I actually
probably.
think it's glue. So don't worry about that. It's just glue. Just pull it out. I know it's gross, but it happens. I don't think it's bacteria. Although maybe it's, somebody's figured out a way to infect the American population through putting stuff from, physical media. Although I don't think that's true. But it's probably just glue. Major Chai Chai asks, what movie do you plan to watch on Halloween? That's a good question. I don't know what movies I plan to watch on Halloween, but I tend to watch, I was on a stream earlier after our other stream didn't work. I went on another stream. A movie that I really, here's the thing. Horror movies are great on Halloween, but I like to watch Halloween-y horror movies. Like, I wouldn't say that Inside or Martyrs are Halloween-y.
Really, Rob.
Halloweeners. You need good Halloweeners on Halloween. I tend to gravitate more, like, to me, a perfect Halloween double feature would be something like a Vincent Price movie, whether it's Abominable Dr. Phibes, which is kind of, or Theater of Blood. I mean, if you want to watch a great Halloween double feature, watch Hammer's Vampire Circus and Theater of Blood. To me, that's a good Halloween double feature. Or Kino Lorber released Burn Witch Burn, a.k.a. Night of the Eagle. I think that's a pretty good Halloween movie. Or classic Universal monster movies. I think Creature from the Black Lagoon and Frankenstein would make a great, the original Frankenstein. Or Bride of Frankenstein would make a great Halloweener. So,
Totally.
What about you?
I'm already in the horror mood. I watched Nightmare. I watched Friday the 13th Part 2, which I showed last show on 4K, and I'm really looking forward on Friday to see finally T3 Terrifier 3. Finally.
Oh, there you go.
So I can know what it's all about.
So Walter Whitewalker says, so I'm right next to Rockville, MD. Rockville's sister city is Pinneberg, Germany. Pinneberg, is that close to you, Dietz?
No, I don't think so.
Pinneberg?
Yeah. Pinneberg? Okay.
Not close to you?
No, I don't think so.
Thomas Logan says, well, you don't know. Well, we'll have to look that one up. It's okay. I didn't even know where Saarbrücken was till I met you. I didn't even know that it existed. So,
no, it's far away, Rob. It's far away.
Oh, it's
7
far away.
hours. 7 hours away.
7 hours away. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's far away.
That's not much for an American, but for German, 7 hours. 7-hour drive.
That's a long way. Thomas Logan says we're getting close to the top 10 4K rankings of 2024. Why is Second Sight's The Hitcher so important? Break it down for the casual physical media fans.
Easily because it wasn't available that often.
Yeah, I think
even in the DVD days, Rob, was it even released on DVD? I don't think so. I think Reacher was never released on DVD even.
Yeah, I mean, I think always the most important answer to that question, it's a good question too, is to be able to get a film in its finest possible presentation, especially if the film is great. The Hitcher, I think, is a great movie. I was knocked out when I first saw it. I went and my college roommate, Todd Stanley, and I, we made a long drive. We drove 70 miles from our college, the Evergreen State College, to go see it at the Grand Cinemas Alderwood. And we were knocked out by it. Robert Harmon's direction was so great. Mark Isham's music, Rutger Hauer, C. Thomas Howell, Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's a great, great genre film. It has everything in it. Yeah. And, it was kind of lost. They couldn't, George Feltenstein had to figure out where the negative was, and obviously Second Sight, that's why they made that deal with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers got to release it. But Second Sight also painstakingly restored it from the original negative elements, which was amazing. So we're getting a version in 4K that's probably better than what was shown in theaters.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
And then, of course, Second Sight had people, they filled their big box set up with great essays and special features, and they went in and created a lot of documentary materials in support of the film. So as an archival piece, you're getting The Hitcher presented in its finest possible incarnation, along with a lot of contextual materials to explain how and why the movie was made and where it sits in terms of the pantheon of late 80s suspense thrillers, horror films, call it what you want, the thriller genre, the horror genre. I think that The Hitcher spans those genres.
Yeah.
And I think
plus
when you
action,
have
Rob. Plus
action, that's right, plus action. So I think that The Hitcher is a very significant film that not a lot of people knew. And so that brings me to something else. Now, Eric Red wrote The Hitcher, and he worked with Catherine Bigelow. You know what else he wrote? He wrote Near Dark. And I noticed this showed up on Umbrella on their social media feed.
Ooh.
So, and I'm like, oh, ho, ho. The 1-2 punch of Near Dark and The Hitcher. Now, Umbrella, it's not on their website. They didn't offer any kind of explanation for this, but I noticed it.
So just loosely posted this.
They just look at Umbrella Entertainment just posted this. Now, I have heard that Second Sight was going to do this a long time ago, but I don't think they've ever announced it or said anything about it. I'm still waiting to get Possession from Second Sight. They announced that, but I don't think they talked about Near Dark ever. But Umbrella, and we're going to get to Umbrella soon, by the way, in this broadcast.
Okay.
Lot going on in terms of that, but yeah. So wild. This is one of, again, the competing vampire movies. It was like, do you like Near Dark or The Lost Boys better? Well, Lost Boys is fine, but Near Dark I like much better. But
I don't accept fine for The Lost Boys, Rob. That gets you to puzzle.
The Lost Boys it's goofy. It's cool, but goofy. Near Dark is one of the coolest vampire movies ever.
Totally.
Of all time.
But saying Lost Boys is just fine, Rob, no. Not going to cut it, Rob.
Well, to each their own. That's what this show's all about. That's what this show's all about. Lewis Smith sends in a super chat and says, "Hi guys, first time writing in. Well, welcome.
Nice.
And thanks for supporting the channel. I finally picked up the 4K Arrow release of The Warriors, and I'm obsessed. One of the best releases in recent years. Was a first-time watch for me, too. Let me just tell you, Lewis, I love The Warriors. One of my favorite films. It's definitely one of my releases of the year. Top 10. Can you count? Suckers! I say the future...
Wasn't it on our top 10 last year? Rob?
Was it? Oh, was it last year?
I think it was last year, Rob. I think
Dude,
so,
I was about to do Cyrus's speech.
Yeah.
Can you count? Suckers! I say the future is ours. If you can count. Now look what we've got before us. We have the Sorensens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We've got the Moon Runners right by the Van Cortlandt Ranges. Nobody is wasting nobody. You know what? I can't do that. Do you know why I can't do this? I could do the whole speech for you, but you know why I can't? Because speaking of the Warriors, breaking news. Okay. Breaking news. There is breaking news considering this film, and it's sad news. But since somebody brought up the Warriors, I think it's time to mention this. Let me just call this up I want to call this up. Again, this is going to come to us from Deadline. You got to give me a moment to bring this up. And this is, in fact, sad news. Hang on. I'm going to bring it up so you can all see it. And you know what? I feel good that somebody brought up the Warriors so I can talk about this because I want to. Here it is. Let me just make this. Give me time. I got to do it in real time here. And here we go. David Harris, the Warriors actor who played Cochise, passed away at 75. David Harris, the actor known for playing Cochise in the Walter Hill-helmed 1979 cult classic The Warriors, has died. He was 75. The actor died Friday at his New York home after he was diagnosed with cancer. His daughter, Davina Harris, disclosed to the New York Times. David is also survived by his mother, 3 siblings, and 2 grandchildren. Having accumulated more than 50 on-screen credits since 1976, Harris was most known for playing the gang member Cochise in The Warriors, about a New York City street gang that ends up in a turf battle when they're framed for murder of a rival gang leader. Although the film was met with negative reviews at the time, The Warriors turned out to be a box office success and has since been praised by fans and critics alike. And, okay, this is the craziest shit ever for you Warrior fans. So, rest in peace to him. But I don't know if you knew this, but this, by the way, this is real. Lin-Manuel Miranda, last week, released a concept album along with Issa Davis. They're putting out a Warriors concept album. They have made a concept album about the movie The Warriors. I kid you not. Lin-Manuel Miranda and playwright-composer Issa Davis announced today their long-rumored Warriors musical adaptation is moving forward with a concept album to be released October 18th on Atlantic Records. The album will be executive produced by Grammy-winning rapper Nas and produced by Grammy-winning musician Mike Elizondo. We've spent the past 3 years musicalizing the Warriors' journey home from the South Bronx to Coney Island. And the album will feature 26 songs inspired by the 1979 Paramount Pictures film The Warriors, based on the Saul Urich novel. And the announcement did not disclose who performs on the album, aside from promising a star-studded cast of voices. Now, I have to tell you, I ordered it.
So this will be turned into a musical, or it's just
it might be a musical, but this is a concept album. You can go to the website, Warriors concept album. There's a track from the album you can listen to. I ordered it. I pre-ordered it.
Okay.
So look, so rest in peace, and also Lin-Manuel Miranda, in a crazy turn of events, has made a Warriors concept album, as one does. Yeah.
And we have a new
bringing you all that physical media news. Yeah. So, Louis, I'm glad you like The Warriors. The Warriors has always been one of my favorite movies. Garrett Groover says, what 90s erotic thrillers do you recommend? I've already seen Basic Instinct, Bitter Moon, Jade, and Sliver. Well, I love Basic Instinct and I love Bitter Moon. I don't think Jade and Sliver are great. You've got to see, what's the one with Linda Ferrantino? God, what was I gotta forget the name. It was John Dahl. I forget. Now, why am I drawing a blank on it? It's the one where she's up against the wall, where the hand's up on the poster.
Okay.
I forget. I'll look it up.
I think I remember the poster.
Yeah.
I can't help you out there.
But here, I'll just do a quick glance. Well, Bound is a pretty good one.
Yeah. Totally forgot that.
Let's see. It's not Jade. It's, what am I thinking of? Body of Influence isn't good. Like, I'm looking at all these I like Color of Night. A lot of people don't. The Hot Spot's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The Last Seduction. That's what I was thinking of. The Last Seduction. Yeah. And then, of course, I love Romeo is Bleeding, although that it's eroticism is not the cornerstone of the movie. And then Dream Lover. If you haven't seen Dream Lover with Machen and Mick, it's really hard to find. You've got to find the director's cut. The director's cut is amazing, and I think it only ever came out on Laserdisc. But Dream Lover has Machen and Mick and James Spader, and the sex scenes are hot. It seems silly to say that now, and you can watch whatever porn you want.
Didn't you show that movie on Blu-ray from Tuna or something? Dream Lover? Or is it just a theatrical version that you showed? I think you showed the movie.
I might have shown it. But yeah.
I think.
Maybe.
Could be wrong.
So those are a few. It's funny. I look back at the there's not a lot of. Oh, Mile says, "Can I share a photo of my Rocky box set?" Yeah, you can send it to me. Send it to me on Facebook or something, or send it to me on Twitter. Do you follow me on Twitter? Just send me a DM on Twitter. Michael Patowski says, "Rob, do you think Warner Brothers will release the rest of the Elm Street movies on 4K? And will it be someone like Arrow to release the rest of them?" I hope so. I'm sure they will. They did a great Nightmare on Elm Street box on DVD.
Yeah. I would suggest they do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as a box set, and then the 7th one as a collector's edition as the first one, because it was from Wes Craven 2, so we have a little bit of a roundup. But I can do the in-betweens as a box set. For me, would be fine enough.
Yeah.
If they release it individually, I'm down for them too, of course.
Yeah.
But we need to get, Rob, the most important thing, number 5 as the unrated. That's the most important thing. The unrated version of number 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Child.
I agree. Major Chai Chai plans to watch Alien and Aliens on Halloween. Yeah. That's pretty good.
What?
Thomas Logan is bogarting the news section. The title of this, Thomas Logan says, Tarsem Singh's The Cell is finally coming to 4K. Massive win for cinephiles and physical media collectors. Guys, did you see The Cell in theaters? Thoughts? Yes, I saw The Cell in theaters. It's a beautiful looking movie. I don't think it's a particularly great movie.
Yeah,
but it's definitely worth owning and worth watching because it's wild. I love watching
it. I saw it on the American DVD was the first time I saw The Cell.
Yeah, and it is coming, and we will definitely be we'll be covering it shortly because it's in our news section.
And Tom Jr. Jackson says Mila has sent the Rocky picture to your email address, Rob.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go get it and see. Let's see what the picture looks like.
What it's all about.
Yeah. Rocky box set. Here it is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this. Hang on. Let me download these pictures. Let's see.
Is it different than the one we know? Okay.
Yeah, this is weird stuff. You're not the only one who's received this. And it does it does look indeed. Ugh. I still think this is glue, but one never knows. Here, let me I'll upload these so we can all see them and you can see what he's talking about. But you're not the only one. I have heard other people talk about this, which is sort of unfortunate.
So we come to the body horror section.
Yeah. Yeah, the body horror section. Okay, so here are the two pictures. Here's the first one. Which is, I I mean, to me, this does look like something chemical in nature.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like bacteria because I can't imagine that there's any biological matter, and you're not the only one that's got discs like this, so it could have something to do with the plastic, the process.
Exactly. Perhaps
unless someone's trying to poison all physical media collectors with something. And here's the other picture. I mean, it does look like something to do with the plastic.
Yeah.
Although it does have, I mean, it does look like blooms of mold or something that's in here, which is odd. Unless somebody drops some of their lunch into this. I don't know. What do you think?
Tough to tell.
Yeah. It's kind of gross.
We would need Willow Yang to a microbiologist.
I know we do. I still talk. Yeah, where is Willow? Where is Willow Yang? She's one of those people that disappeared from the channel.
Yeah. She could dive into it, Rob.
She could probably tell us. Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's weird.
Yeah.
So we're all caught up on those super chats.
Yeah, we're all caught up. Okay. News section, more stuff to show. Dealer's choice, Rob.
More stuff to show.
Sure. Okay.
I don't need to open this,
Okay.
but because you did last time.
Awesome, Rob. Awesome.
You got to have this. You got to have the Project A.
Yeah.
I mean, and this set is one of the best of the year, even though it's not 4K.
And Rob, as a Jackie Chan fan, I was surprised because
some of it
always
is.
I
It is
thought
4K.
I always thought in my head that Police Story A came after Police Story, Project A, but not Project A was before Police Story.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the VHS days, how the movies gotten released, I always got those mixed up because I saw the year and I thought, wait, this was even before Police Story.
Yeah. And
you can see later up in Project B the influences from actually Police Story a little bit into Project B, which is a little bit, a little bit more rougher, I would say. Not
totally
as comedic as Project A.
Yep, 100%.
Totally great set.
Now to go along with what you already showed.
Ooh, you got them wrong.
From the Sham Hammer. I love both of these movies. Why not get them?
And I think I read good reviews, Rob, considering the transfers.
Yeah, thanks for Disney to finally start getting other movies out. Thank you.
And I think they were pretty much at the forefront back in the day when Blu-ray started, Rob.
Yeah,
they released movies.
Totally. And then Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man.
Oh, nice.
Now
you post some.
This, to be clear, this does have the director's cut, but on a Blu-ray, not on 4K. So everybody is wondering, what does this have in it? I prefer the director's cut of Zodiac, but I love this movie. Yeah. One of Fincher's finest, and it's great to have it. And I'll start.
I still have it on HD DVD.
And I've got a couple more, but I've got to run. Let me turn it over to you for a few minutes.
Okay. So then I show stuff myself. Now I have to make a final decision. I've got Furiosa again. So one will go to Paul. Paul, I know. I will send it out. Let me give me some time. So we have the black and chrome edition. So I will probably keep that, because I love that it's just black and white. But this version came out in Germany. It contains both the color version and the black and white version, and it's really nicely done. If you see the full steel, so it got the color version in 4K and the black and chrome version. So I will keep 2 or 3, and one, Paul, you will get the other one. So Furiosa, black and chrome, and the color version is in this steelbook. I know it was not the mega hit, the mega final stuck the landing. But on second viewing, I quite enjoyed the final part of the Ty West trilogy with Maxine, special, just a shiny slipcover, because considering the style of the 80s, he totally nailed it. Great soundtrack with Red, Judas Priest in it. So after the second viewing, totally dug it. Not my favorite from the three, it still would be X, but considering the time period, love Maxine. Then this afternoon, I wanted to watch Soul Eater, but it was too long, so I had to switch to another movie which was shorter. And there's a problem because there's an outbreak in the outback, and the outbreak is Rippy, deadly kangaroo. And the movie is only, I would say, 5 out of 10 because it takes its subject really seriously, strangely enough. So it had nice practical effects. Even the CGI kangaroo was not shabbily done, really nice. But the movie was, strangely enough, not really trying to play it as a trash movie. It really was a little bit too serious for my taste. Rippy. It is in 4K, and the Blu-ray is in it too. There's an outbreak in the outback. It's called Rippy. Then the next one, really looking forward to it. It came from Play On. Since we had talked about Jackie, First Strike is out, but not only in the theatrical version, or I believe it was the American version. It contains the longer version too. So we have 2 Blu-rays, one with the theatrical version, and the other one comes with the long version. It got delayed over and over again, but finally, it has arrived. Really looking forward to it. I think First Strike came a little bit after his breakthrough in America with Rumble in the Bronx. One of my favorite series over the last I don't know when the first one started, years, is the Don Lee, the Roundup series. And we got the 4th one with Punishment, which was totally a blast again. Perhaps we can make just one more, so we can have 5 great movies with Don Lee as the policeman with the hammer who punches first and asks questions later, So, totally great series. Not one bad apple in it. Totally love the series. This is the German media book. Some people may probably know this guy. Comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K. Totally had a blast with the 4th one too. Roundup series. Even if the first one wasn't called Roundup, forgot how the first one was called. Something, the Outgings, something like this. But the other one were always called a Roundup and some subtitling. And Rob, we don't know everything, but one thing's for sure: Vincent must die. It seems. Another French movie that I've gotten here, but Cat in the Bag, hopefully good. So, but it's not a 4K; it's a Blu-ray with a DVD only. So, Cat in the Bag, Vincent must.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. Then from Korea, heard good things about it, but haven't seen it. The movie Concrete Utopia, but I think it's only could be a German subtitle with the Utopia. I think it's only titled in the rest of the word Concrete, so it looks a little bit apocalyptic here. No. Yes, catastrophic earthquakes, it seems. So, Concrete. And the last media book, which I already purchased the English Blu-ray because it came out way earlier. But this is the 4K media book, and I love the film, as Matt's always comes through. Kingsland, which was such a great movie. And this is the 4K with the German 4K with the Blu-ray. Danish movie Kingsland. So my third haul, Rob. My third haul.
Not bad. I'm reaching the end of my haul as well. Fine haul though. I got a box from Umbrella.
Me too, Rob. But I actually wanted to save it for last week, for next week. So let's see if we have some identical titles.
Well, Alejandro Amenabar's first movie, Thesis.
I got this one too, Rob.
I love this movie.
You told me about it. I have never seen.
Oh, you got to. This movie's great. And I'll tell you something. This was one of those movies that I only had on DVD. You know, it did come out. It did come out on Blu-ray. To have a 4K of this, I have to say that while Second Sight still owns my heart, Umbrella's horror releases are coming up, pulling up the rear in terms of. I mean, their stuff is outstanding. Everything from the packaging. It's just amazing. The only complaint, I mean, it's so great. All kinds of art cards, really great book. The only thing that
what is your only complaint, Rob? What is your only complaint?
My only complaint is normally I don't save the cards that come with discs.
I totally save it, Rob.
But I usually don't.
Number on it.
Well, that's the thing. These have the edition number, but they don't make these short enough to fit effectively in these boxes.
You cut it with a scissor a little bit shorter, Rob. I cut it already, so then it fits.
I don't want to cut it. That means it's not mint condition
it's just
anymore,
a black bar. You know, you're only removing a little bit of the black bar at the bottom.
You just got to ease it in there and let physics do the rest. So that's what I say. But yeah, what a great.
This was a recommendation from Europe, so I'm really looking forward.
I can't wait to hear what you think about this. Yeah, and then of course I have to say this next one might be the most ridiculous special edition of all time.
Oh, I think I know what's coming.
It's ridiculous. I'll flat out admit it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. To own this, to me, it was one of those things where someone said the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compelled me to buy this.
He always gets us, Rob.
Yeah. There you go. This is ridiculous. Also from Umbrella. This takes the cake as perhaps the most not self-indulgent, but over-indulgent release of all time.
Fitting for the movie, Rob.
Fitting for the movie. And I'm, of course, talking about Caligula. Now, why do I say this? First of all, this is one movie. Look at how big this box is.
Holy moly.
This box is insane. There are not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 different versions of Caligula in this box, but 5. 5 different. I think that's more than Blade Runner. 5 different versions, or maybe it's the same. 5 different versions of Caligula. So for people that don't know,
I only thought, Rob, the original and the restored one. I only thought there are 2.
No.
5 versions.
Yes. So now, here's the thing about this movie, if people don't know. This movie is rather notorious because it was directed originally by Tinto Brass, and it has an incredible cast. Helen Mirren, Peter O'Toole, John Gielgud, Malcolm McDowell. It has this incredible cast, and it was supposed to be a legitimate historical epic. Bob Guccione, who financed it, who ran Penthouse Magazine, decided to fill it up with basically pornographic sex and horrific violence. Nothing wrong with that. But completely destroying the integrity of what. Oh, and Gore Vidal wrote it. Noted writer wrote the movie. So, and the actors suddenly, these great British actors, find themselves in basically a glorified porn movie with horrible violence. So what happened was they stumbled across all of the original elements that, all the negative. And this other filmmaker, Tinto Brass, wasn't involved, so he kind of disowns this. They created what is called the Caligula, the Ultimate Cut, which is they took out all of the, there was still sex and violence in it, but they took out all the ridiculously absurd stuff that Bob Guccione shot. And they went back to the original script and reconstructed the movie in, I guess some would say, a legitimate version. Not that the old version was legitimate, but so, and in this box, this box is insane. Like, first of all, if I can get it out, first of all, you get this gigantic book. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, there's some stuff that's stuck on here. This gigantic book right here. What is this? This is the best. This is the screenplay, the original script, which is cool, which I love having, and the novelization.
Ooh.
Somebody wrote a novelization of Caligula? I had no idea. So,
After the first theatrical version.
So, but it's really interesting. So this, I'm sure, for anybody who's interested in filmmaking, as I am, this book is probably really, really interesting to have. And I can't wait to dive into this, to be honest. Can't wait. And then I don't even know that. Then we've got this book. This is a hardcover book, and that's the original artwork for the movie. Let's see what this is. I have no idea. Is it just a book of essays? Yeah.
Probably about the production.
Yeah, this is a book about the production. It's got all kinds of photographs and everything in here. This is really interesting. Really interesting making of book. This is a thick book, too. So, hey.
Nice.
Everything you want to know about Caligula, but we're afraid to ask. And then, if you think that's cool, not to be outdone, it comes with, it comes with this, hang on, a recreation of the special Caligula issue of Penthouse.
Ooh.
Even with cigarette ads on the back.
Nice.
Now I have to look in this and see. Look at this. It's got all the original ads.
Awesome.
And then it's got the article.
Great idea.
Yeah, I can't show any of this. I can't show any of this. Although it does have an interview with Bob Guccione.
Yeah.
This is pretty clever. There's storyboards in here and a thing on the making of Caligula, which nobody can see. There you go. And then, of course, it's got art cards from around the world, which is interesting. And then there is this very heavy. Here's the ultimate cut, and let's open this up. Let's see what's in here, because I don't know. There's another poster in. There's multiple posters in here. So you get the final cut. Let's see, what do we got? There is 4 discs in here, and so there's two Blu-rays. The ultimate. You know what? I thought there were 5 versions in here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it is just the ultimate cut. Yeah, maybe it's just special features or different versions of the movie. There are 5 cuts in this, so maybe the domestic version is the one with the 5 cuts, and I'm wrong. But this is definitely the one you want. And there's all kind of... So, everything you wanted to know about Caligula, but we're afraid to ask, is in here. So, yeah. So there you go, everybody. If you want to get this, here it is. What a collection this seems to be.
Yeah.
So this is, again, Umbrella doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Umbrella, for putting all this together. That's why you're one of the greatest video labels in the world. So wow on that. Amazing. So, I don't know. Should I feel bad about owning this? No.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
No, I shouldn't.
And who would have ever thought that the version would see the light of day?
Well, Umbrella.
Yep.
You know what's funny?
Whoever found those missing pieces.
For Australia, the company or the country where they're no longer releasing a lot of, like, Disney doesn't even release physical media. Between Via Vision and Imprint and Umbrella, they're certainly kicking ass and taking names. So good for you guys. So there it is.
You can't get the Mandalorian, but you can get Caligula.
Do you have anything?
Nice.
Do you have anything more?
Yeah, but Rob, I want to save some for next week.
Okay, I got one last thing.
Okay. Ooh.
Columbia Classics,
Nice.
Volume 5.
We are already at 5?
I have Tootsie on 4K, finally. One of my favorite comedies of all time. This has A Man for All Seasons, On the Waterfront, All the King's Men, Tootsie, Scorsese's The Age of Innocence, which I love, in 4K, and then also Little Women.
Are all movies only available at the moment in the box set?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes they haven't
That's
come out as individual releases either. Exactly. And of course, these box sets are chock-a-block. There's TV episodes. If you know what, I'll just open it up, because if anyone hasn't seen these are fantastic. And of course, this is branded. It is Columbia Pictures' 100th anniversary this year. So how these work is they open up like this.
Awesome.
And you have 3 movies there and 3 movies there, and they've all got special stuff. And then what's really cool is in the top, let's see if I can get this out. It's hard to. There is a nice hold on.
Yeah. You got
a nice hardcover book
about all the movies.
About all the movies. And these sets are great. And of course, it's Columbia, meaning Sony, which means the transfers are some of the best that you will ever get.
Faithful.
And a lot of these have gone up in value too. I don't know about depending on what movies are in them.
Nice.
I don't know if The Social Network ever came out as an individual disc, but it came out in there. So these are great. These are great sets.
I think it came, Rob, but not as a 4K.
Right. Yeah. I have the original Blu-ray.
Yeah.
4Ks are great. And what's interesting about people are talking about like Zodiac, and that if you had a 2K finish, that it is an upscale. Movies that were shot digitally a long time ago, but they can be recompressed. Like when we were making Tango Shalom, from the time we shot it to the time I finished it, Blackmagic had updated their software. And I retranscoded the original footage because it allowed for more color space. So sometimes it's not just an upscale. There is other work that can be done because the technology has advanced. So So there you go, buddy.
But we had that time where they switched to digital cameras, and they were mostly 2K.
Right.
Masters then.
But things have
everything was craving the digital.
Yeah, but things have changed. I mean, as I said, you can sometimes recompress things and however that works. So sometimes, Thomas Logan says that DB, meaning you, bought 9 copies of that absurd Caligula box set.
Certainly, Thomas. Certainly.
And then 1001 Johnny says, forget not the tips. Y'all don't collect video games, do you? I got my hands on Metal Gear Solid Volume 1 Masterclass this Friday. Well, I love the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and I haven't.
Snake!
Yeah, we haven't forgotten tips. 1001 Johnny says, Rob, did you get my letter I've been to the theater lately, catching up on some films I missed. Joker 2, The Substance, Beetlejuice. Also saw a 70s Mondo docudrama, Goodbye, Uncle Tom. Wow. Hard to watch. Nonetheless, I really enjoyed all those films. Cheers. Yeah, Goodbye, Uncle Tom is coming out on Blu-ray. Very controversial movie. That sounds like you had a lot of fun at the theater. I wonder what you thought of Joker 2. Folie à deux. Folie à deux. Yeah, so we're caught up there, but yeah.
I think, Rob, you can, when you want, present then the news. If you have.
I can present the news. There's a lot of great news this week. First thing, finally, guess what happens? Jackie Brown is finally coming out on 4K. I know a lot of people have wanted to get that, and it's been a while, but Jackie Brown is, in fact, coming out, which is very, very exciting. And let's see. If you thought that we were going to, the deluge of titles that have been coming at us, Dieter, if you thought that was going to let up, if you thought that was going to let up in the new year, no. Arrow came out blazing hot this week, and they announced their 2025 January slate. And bangers all, and although one I don't know. Now, many people complained about, speaking of Tarantino, the Inglourious Bastards transfer, the 4K transfer. Arrow is coming out now, according to our friend Paul at Twin Flicks, who's talked to somebody from Arrow. They have done a new transfer of Inglourious Bastards. So if you,
the only thing, Rob, it doesn't say that on their website, considering the title. I didn't find anything specific on their website.
No, I know. And well, maybe they thought that they just have been doing their own new transfer, so they don't need to say that. But here indeed is the Inglourious Bastards.
Advertise something like that,
Yeah, maybe they will.
Okay.
But Paul said he confirmed this with one of their reps. I mean, I guess take that with a grain of salt. So that's very cool.
No, it could be totally true, definitely. But I would just advertise that on
I agree.
on the website, considering the title. If you
I know.
Do a new transfer.
Sam Raimi's The Gift coming out in 4K. Again, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, Sam Raimi completist, you got Cate Blanchett in this movie. I like this movie.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi's got this coming out, which is amazing. Now again, these are 4K.
And our new man behind the camera, Rob, Giovanni Ribisi.
That's right. That's right. New man behind the camera. Now, this is amazing. Arrow is putting out William Shatner's Incubus. I did not see this coming. In Incubus in 4K. Now, what's amazing about this movie is I think it's the one and only movie shot in Esperanto, which was kind of this fake language. I mean, with Outer Limits veterans working on it. I really like this movie a lot. I never thought, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that these movies are coming out in 4K, but this was not on my 2025 bingo card to see Incubus come out.
Certainly not.
I mean, you can't get Patton, the Best Picture award winner of 1970. You can't get that on 4K, but you can get Incubus? Okay. I can't wait. I'll buy this. Now, here's something I don't know anything about, but Rampo Noir. This looks good to me. Don't know much about Rampo Noir. I can't really.
Me neither.
I can't bring my acumen to this release, but I can read about what it is because it sounds like Dietz. It's right up our alley.
Looks like it.
I know, right? So Incubus, by the way, it's Dolby Vision. Like with all Arrow stuff, it has incredible stuff on it. But Rampo Noir, 4 filmmakers from completely different backgrounds bring their radically personal takes to stories of Japan's celebrated master of the macabre, Rampo, which is great. Horrors of malformed men and blind beast. This sounds. I would love to. This sounds great. All the movies that are on here look really interesting. I mean, from the same team behind Ichi the Killer and Uzumaki, What's not to love? I mean, this is incredible. Why not? I'm sure this is amazing. And then, of course, a beautiful surprise for me, UK only. The Usual Suspects. Kino Lorber released it already, but they're releasing a new special edition with some cool swag in it. And also, if I can be self-serving, of course, I produced the special features for this disc, the original Legacy special features. They're bringing them all over. Dave Parker and I and Kerry David made those special features. They came out in 2001. So they're being all carried over. And finally, what Thomas Logan mentioned, and I think this is UK only, but just order it from Amazon, I guess. The Cell, a 4K version of The Cell. This is going to be amazing. Can't wait to get this. Wow, how cool!
Totally forgot Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Totally forgot.
Can't wait to get this. It's going to look great. It'll just be fun to watch. You can put it on and just let it play and have techno music in the background or whatever while you're making dinner. So guests walk in and just see the imagery and like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
So there you go. Now here's one for you, Dietz. Not Mike Doherty's Trick or Treat, but the Trick or Treat 3-disc limited edition, the rock and roll Trick or Treat that's here to rock you like a hurricane.
Rob, I gladly have to say I decline.
Oh, come on.
One, I can't order it immediately from Synapse. They don't send internationally. And secondly, Rob, I've seen the movie again when I bought the German version. Yeah, the transfer is shitty. But the movie today, it's a hard watch for me. I have to say, it's a hard watch.
Wow, wait. Let's go close up on you. Yeah. This movie, of all the movies that you buy, this movie's a hard watch for you?
Yeah, it's cringe, Rob. It's cringe. It's cringe, unfortunately. It didn't stood the test of time. I thought, yeah, it did. Not really, Rob. Not really, unfortunately, I have to say.
Wow.
I would love to get it with the new transfer, but I can't order it from Synapse directly. Perhaps later, when they will perhaps... Amazon will get it too. I don't know, but it's not on my most wanted list, Rob.
Wow, really. Mark this day.
Not really.
We don't hear the word cringe from your mouth very much.
When I saw it again, I thought, oh, damn, this is cringe. Not to the test of time. For me, not, Rob. Unfortunately, not. Even with Gene, even with Ozzy in the small roles, not really. Not really.
Wow, I'm just...
I know it's one of Dave's favorite, not mine. Not one of mine.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, well then moving right along. Stuart Gordon's King of the Ants. Look at this.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's a really cool... I love this. The packaging looks very cool. Now, this is coming out from a British label called Treasured Films. And this has a lot of great special features on it. It's got new commentary, new documentaries. It's got a 45-minute documentary that's a retrospective documentary. So it's got a lot of stuff. This is, however, for those of you out there, this is Region B locked. So just be aware if you want to get this movie, make sure you have a multi-region player. And now Eureka. Coming out with more. I mean, we're getting some great Asian cinema. Running on Karma. I haven't seen this movie, but this is part of Eureka's Masters of Cinema label. And
from Johnny
this is
great.
Yeah, and so this is a new 2K restoration. It's the 10th film. 10th film co-directed by Johnny To and Wai Kai Fai from Peace Hotel. And I'm sure this is a banger of a movie. And then, of course, in 4K, another, Pulse is one of my favorite Japanese horror films of all time. And Eureka is releasing a 4K version of the same director, Kyushi Kurosawa's Cure in 4K. Now, if you haven't seen this, I don't think I have this in 4K. I think it's been released elsewhere, but I don't know. I'm going to get it. I love it. Is Criterion putting this out?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but I love this film, and it's a must-own. A must-own if you haven't seen it in 4K. Now, also, Disney coming in hot with Marvel and Star Wars titles. We're getting Hawkeye on 4K. I don't need, I used to be buying all the Marvel stuff, but I don't need this. But hey, it's coming out, and I love the artwork.
I do, Rob. It's perfect for Christmas.
It is.
Because I loved Hawkeye. I had a great time with the Hawkeye.
Well, now you're guilting me into having to buy it. Okay. I'll go with you.
I'm not getting to anything, Rob. But for me, Hawkeye, for Christmas, totally great. That the show had.
And then we've got The Mandalorian season 3 is coming. Makes sense with Grogu and Mandalorian and Grogu coming. And then, of course, we've got Loki season 2 coming, which I actually liked. So Loki season 2 is coming with Short Round in it. And then, of course, not unexpected, following up will be Ahsoka. So if you like, these Disney, I have to say these are really great special editions. They're way too expensive, but they're the special. The discs are great. Now, I think one of my favorite things that's coming out is British label Curzon, that's been releasing these great box sets. They are putting out early Hitchcock movies. This is a box set of Hitchcock's early British films from 1927 to, I think, 32? 1920, something like that. His earliest works, which is really, really cool that they're putting this out, I have to say. Really great to get these. Really great to get these movies.
11. So I counted correctly.
Yeah, it's. Let me just make sure. Well, it's gone from now. It's gone where it's. I don't know. Oh no, here it is. Here, So this is not from Curzon. I am wrong. I have to get my facts straight. This is from Studio Canal. In Studio Canal, it's December 16th. For the first time on Blu-ray, featuring new restorations and scores, experience 10 of Alfred Hitchcock's early works. From the silent film era to the first talkies, this 11-disc set also contains a newly commissioned full-length documentary, Becoming Hitchcock, exploring the director's first sound picture, Blackmail, in 1929. Hitchcock directed Blackmail, the first British sound feature, hailed as a film which used sound and dialogue with more flair and imagination than any Hollywood or European film of that time. Hitchcock's inventive and expressionist use of sound demonstrated that the new technology opened a realm of new possibilities. And so this box set has The Ring from 1927, The Farmer's Wife from 1928, Champagne from 1928, The Mannix Man from 1929, Blackmail from 29, Juno and the Paycock from 1930, Murder from 1930, The Skin Game from 31, Rich and Strange from 31, Number 17 from 32, and then, of course, Becoming Hitchcock. This is one essential disc, I think, to get if you're a film fan, so it's pretty cool. It's cool that they're putting this kind of stuff out. I never would have thought we would ever see something like this, so very, very, very exciting. Now, this is for you. This is a new Rolling Stones 4K disc. And Mercury Studios and the Rolling Stones will release on 4K Blu-ray the Rolling Stones' Welcome to Shepherd's Bush. Oh, that's what she said. And they come out on December 6th. And this is from this June 8th, 1999 club show at Shepherd's Bush Empire in London for a 1,800 lucky dogs, according to Paul Sexton's liner notes. Making a return to what was, this will be the nostalgic intensity of a compact Stone show with the exciting echoes of Eel Pie Island and the Crawdaddy Club. Two iconic London venues where the band made its mark in the halcyon days of the 1960s of the British invasion. This secret gig took place just several days before two sold-out shows at the 70,000-seat Wembley Stadium. So this might be great. The star-studded audience at the gig marking the Stones' homecoming included everyone from Anita Pallenberg to Aerosmith, Jerry Hall, John Bon Jovi, and Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, Bob Geldof, Pete Townsend, and Lenny Kravitz are all part of this. So this is pretty great. It's got a lot of great songs. The playlist is great. Shattered, It's Only Rock and Roll, Respectable, all down the line. Some Girls, Melody, I Got the Blues, Brand New Car, Moon Is Up, Saint of Me, Honky Tonk Woman, band introductions, You Got the Silver, Before They Make Me Run, Route 66, You Got Me Rockin', Tumbling Dice, Brown Sugar, which they don't play anymore, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. So there you go.
Nice.
And then we got a Pumpkinhead steelbook. I like Pumpkinhead, but here's a new Pumpkinhead steelbook. Good Halloween movie.
Great. Yeah.
Good Halloween movie. And then finally, the charts. We've got Blu-ray discs. Despicable Me #4 is #1. Nightmare on Elm Street, A Quiet Place Day 1. Maxine, Lord of the Rings, The Motion Picture Trilogy, back in print. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Longlegs, Thanksgiving. The Ring and Inside Out 2. And then the top of the 4K charts are Nightmare on Elm Street, Thanksgiving. The Ring, Lord of the Rings, The Motion Picture Trilogy. The Goonies, To Catch a Thief, A Quiet Place Day 1. The Thing, Cowboys and Aliens, and Arcane. Hey, did you get your Arcane steelbook? Did you know I have one? Arcane,
Shut the fuck up about Arcane.
League of Legends Season 1. And there you
At
go.
least it has a new release date here, Rob.
All the news that's fit to print.
12th. December 12th. Arcane will be released here. Finally.
So there you go.
Awesome. So, you can take a break, Rob, if you want.
No, I'm good.
Over. Okay. And do the live chat recap, Rob, from 2 weeks ago. So let me just see, where do I need to start here? Where's my beginning?
Where's your ending?
Wait, here. Here. Okay. We have Altmetall. Today I would appreciate a delay, but no. Well, sometimes we start early, but we had a little bit of a Saturday show. Tim Hens, guten Abend again, physical media lovers. Another Saturday show again. I like these Saturdays. Me too. Was really nice. And then Ali Sulabi, watching from Iraq, Baghdad. Nice.
Wow.
All these notes. Good to know about international customers watching us, Rob. Tim Hens, Saarbrücken is in the middle of nowhere in Deutschland, in Germany. Sounds like my town in the UK. So you and I park our shuttlecraft in the same town bay. You know? Secular Monk, chances we get Joker 2 on video on demand soon? Yes, on Tuesday. It will be available on as a digital version to buy, and perhaps only to buy on Tuesday. D. Duval, 59. Why does James Cameron insist on ruining his 4K? Terminator 1 is going to look like a damn mess. Probably, fingers crossed. Who knows? Let's see how the first reviews will shake out. And Mila says Joker is a disaster. Joker 2 should be streaming by Monday. No, Tuesday. Christopher Carrillo, Joker 1 is great, maybe a one-time watch, but Joker 2 was boring and the music wasn't needed. And HP Lovecraft says Art, the clown, took a chainsaw to Joker, considering the box office. Matt, I saw Terrifier 3 last night. It was fantastic. It was the most brutal out of the three. Damn, Matt, that's a high bar. That's a high bar. H.P. Lovecraft. Horror and sci-fi are the two genres with the longest legs. Just look at the sales of physical media. Exactly. And one of the super chats for 2 weeks was people wanted us to Rob about his favorite zombie movies. And Christopher Carrillo said Day of the Dead is awesome, of course. Clark Brunson? Hostel was before Saw, right? No, I checked it. Saw was 1 year before Hostel started his run. Major Chai says, Mila, I agree. I like it when things are left to the imagination. which they were in Red Rooms, and in that movie it worked fine. But sometimes for me, if sometimes some director says, we want to leave it to the imagination of the viewers, which is almost more brutal than that way, sometimes for me it's just, we didn't have the budget to shoot those scenes, it can be that case too. So sometimes for me it's an excuse. Danzig, 1979. I know Terrifier has its audience. It appeals to. I'm not the one. Still glad it exists. H.P. Lovecraft. Who walks in? Considering we hear people walking out of Terrifier 3 or faint. Who walks into Terrifier 3 not knowing what they are going to get exactly? People need to do some research if they have a problem watching violence on screen. Exactly, H.P. Lovecraft. If you are going into Terrifier 3, haven't you seen at least one of the two? No, that's bizarre to me. Calvin Wellburn, price reduced, a Schnäppchen. Yeah, price reduced is a Schnäppchen, but the Schnäppchen needs really a big price reduction. So not $1 or $2, Charlie the Unicorn, 329 out of, he asked me about the limitation of the Pink Floyd set. 500 is the set limited, but I said, because Rob made us aware, Sony has bought all the rights, so we are hoping to get a finally good version of the movie The Wall in 4K, because this wasn't it, but it was limited to 500. And Anonymous says, the movie The Wall or just the album, was the movie that I showed, was the movie. The Wolfram Heart 79, who put that Friday Part 2 in 4K out? It was Paramount. It came from Paramount. I don't know if Paramount plans to do more than just one or two. Perhaps depends on their sales for it. Miele. That is one ugly steelbook. I think he spoke about A Quiet Place. But Rob, I looked at it again and I thought, it's actually not that bad. Because what I didn't detect, it's actually the New York skyline. You have the Statue of Liberty here. So it's a little bit, it looks like just, some sound issue, but it's actually a little bit the skyline of New York. So it's actually not that bad. Danzig, 1979. Do you think we will see a 4K Friday the 13th box set with all the films? Probably not, since Paramount already released the first and the second one. Let's see if they continue their run with the 4Ks, because in the box set we did get nice transfers on Blu-ray, but they were not in 4K. Secular Monk asks, any difference in quality from the Kino version? And I think he speaks about the Sergio Leone westerns. I haven't dived into them, if they are really different than the Kino Lorber ones. Yes, except for what Rob is mentioning, Good, the Bad, the Ugly being the different version for it on their 4K. So the longer version. Alpental, the good 4K from Italy is the only disc with the Italian version, no other version on board. HSS, Secular Monk, Italian Good Bad has extended cut in 4K. Kino is just standard to 2080p considering this version. Michael Rosenbaum, Eugene says, Michael Rosenbaum mentioned Robert Andrew Noir on Talkville this week. Nice. Uncle Jimmy, Youngblood is awesome. Keanu Reeves as the goalie is great. I haven't seen that movie in forever. I need to go back to watch that. Let me just see here. Miele, Dina sounded like Arnold. Can happen sometimes. Danzig, 1979, as is Arcane any good? And Diane Seaborn asks, what is Arcane about? And she reiterates later again, please tell me, what the heck is Arcane about? Well, Diane, I will tell you, but because I clipped it actually out. Arcane is based on a video game that was released in 2009 called League of Legends. And I'm referring here to the Wikipedia page a little bit. League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena, so-called MOBA, computer game developed and operated by the American company Riot Games, which was released on October 27, 2009 for Windows and on March 1st, 2013 for Mac OS. It was released as a free-to-play title and was at times played by about 100 million players per month. The game principle is inspired by Defense of Ancients, a mod for Warcraft 3. In the classic game mode of League of Legends, 2 teams of 5 players each compete against each other. Each player controls a character from the bird's eye view over the square playing field and tries to defend their own half of the playing field. The aim of the game is to destroy the opponent's base in the corner of the playing field opposite their own base. Over the course of the game, lasting around 20 to 50 minutes, so each session. The characters steadily gain strength and equipment. League of Legends is a popular esport discipline with an international fan and player scene, as well as 9 umbrella leagues and numerous national leagues. The game is regularly described as the world's largest esport. Tournaments such as the annual League of Legends World Championship have sometimes been watched by over 100 million viewers. And next week, on November 2nd, you can go here to Karlsruhe and watch the final game event, the World Championship of League of Legends. That's how big League of Legends is.
But the series is nothing like that.
Exactly, Rob. For me, considering I knew about League of Legends and I have never played the game, but I knew just rudimentary what it was, a little bit of a top table game, 2 competing opposite sides. But for me, there was not really a story to pull from that game, you know? It was not like a Resident Evil or Tomb Raider, so I thought, wait, they're making an animated series from League of Legends, okay. But since I'm just rudimentary, I have knowledge of the game because I have a worker colleague who is a big League of Legends player. I thought, okay, what will this show be about? I have no idea where they take the story concept. And Arcane is pulling characters from that game, spinning them into the story, probably the background story for the game, and it's just awesome. I couldn't believe it. The animation will draw you in, and then the story, and it's still, to this day, it still sits at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and 96% on the fan side. And if you would give Arcane Rotten, we don't talk anymore. It's over. If you give Arcane a Rotten, you're finished, in my book. You're finished.
Oh, it's one of the greatest animated series ever made.
Yeah. It's one totally. If you haven't seen Diane, Arcane is awesome. Just watch the first episode. You have different options now. If you don't have Netflix, you can purchase it on Blu-ray, on 4K, or as a Blu-ray steelbook. Or if you have Netflix, I'm not sure, just watch the first episode. And I think after the first episode, you will be in the series and really looking forward to the second season, which will be airing in November. And the second season will actually be the final season, which is great to know that they have wrapped it up already. So let me just go back. Where was here? Okay. Fox, number 1. Why do they put some TOS films out on 4K and some that are class can't get any loving? Makes no sense. Yeah, like Rob said, he gets the movie with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro, but not the ones you want. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles with 4K. Charlie the Unicorn. Rights are cheaper for some movies. Recent garbage movies get 4Ks. Well, okay. 200 Rod Studio says, I'm just messing with Steeds. He messed with me, considering Arcane being already sold out. And here we go. Christopher Carrillo, considering Rob counted 28 days later. It's one of his favorites. And Christopher Carrillo says, 28 doesn't count. 28 days is a virus. Not really. The undead coming back. Okay. Andy Haynes, I like the Crazies remake, but it's really a zombie movie. Good pick too. And Fox One says Train to Busan, World War Z, I Am Legend, can do 5. The rest are shit. Danzig, 1979, Last of Us was great. Roll on season 2. Exactly. Can't wait. Pete and Card, most players have a secret fact considering how is it perhaps possible, even if you don't have a multi-region free player to fiddle something around. Most players have a secret factory menu. It can be accessed using a passcode on your remote control. That menu, you can adjust the region code to NA. Find the codes on the internet for your player. It can work. Alpidal, I watched Nikita on 4K this week, and it really looks beautiful, but I hate that ugly steelbook. Yeah, but at least we get a third disc. What will you know? Since Kickboxer, is Kickboxer Bloodsport, or is that a sequel to Bloodsport? So Kickboxer is a separate movie. It's not Bloodsport, and it's not a sequel to Bloodsport, but you can think about being a sequel, but not really. But if you want to make it in your head canon a sequel, you probably can. Mike McWong, the vampire movie that I showed last week, the Italian one, Vampire. Vampire is really not completely a vampire. It is kind of half human, half vampire. Yeah, it's a little bit Blade inspired, you know. Since checking that out, Vampire. Yeah, and I checked it out too. Wasn't that bad. Tim Hens, not watched Project A in years. Then you need to go back to. John Lefeff, where is my Lethal Weapon 4K set? Yeah, we definitely need it. Mila, I've only watched Lethal Weapon 1. Are the sequels any good? Why haven't you watched the other movies? Come on, Mila. Lethal Weapon is great because for me, there's not a bad one in the 4 movies. Rob, is there a bad one in the Lethal 4 movies?
I think that they all have. I think Lethal Weapon 3 is not the best, but they're still entertaining.
No, definitely not. But a bad one?
No.
Really.
I like them all.
Yeah. Kevin Welburn, because Rob showed in the news section the Stone tapes. Yeah, the Stone tape is awesome. And Diane Seaborn, the Stone tape is excellent. And 200 Watt Studio Stone tape is great. So have to get on that Stone tape thing. Yeah. Tim Hens, never heard of the Stone tape, and I was born in the 70s. Me neither, Tim. Never heard of the Stone tape. Jenny says, I have to get Blake 7. Yeah, and I have to get that 2 after all the promotion here came across on Let's Get Physical Media. Altmetall, Longlegs was kind of underwhelming for me. Max is 7 for me. Would even go down a little further. Still fresh, but just slightly. 6 out of 10. But I haven't given it a second watch. Really looking forward to getting the physical media release. Tim Hens says, One Foot in the Grave was a UK TV show in the 90s. Okay.
Hey,
Hasan Chavez.
Dietz. Yeah. I have some breaking news. I don't know the veracity of this. I don't usually trust anything until I've seen Bill Hunt on the digital bits.
Okay.
Say it. According to No Digital, Physical Newsy, Digital, on January 21st, 2025, Lionsgate will be releasing Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
No.
Swear to God, that's what it says.
Are you kidding me, Rob? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. No, I'm not kidding you.
Holy.
Now, I've seen it. I saw that in the theater.
Yeah,
I saw it and I have the Stinky Tuna version.
Yeah.
But I want to know, does this have the House of Blue Leaf sequence with the Japanese version in all color? I don't remember. I don't know what they're doing. But I just want to break in and say we'll see what happens. But look out for that. What a great way to start the year. The Whole Bloody Affair. Could be.
Awesome.
Could, until we have reputable sources confirming this.
Could that mean, Rob, we can retire our Japanese edition? Could that finally be the case?
I don't know, but I'm going to be hard pressed to give up the Japanese, at least Kill Bill 1.
Definitely keeping that. But just
so back to you.
But finally to have the movie on high definition, that would be nice. Hasan Chavez, look in California, feeling Minnesota. BCH, Last Action Hero is a lot of fun. Exactly. You and I, sir, park our shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay. Jason Webster, Godzilla -1, is getting a limited re-release in cinemas in Australia in November. And I think, Jason, it is an extended cut, I heard. It's a little bit longer, but I think I read something like that the re-release of Godzilla -1 is a longer version. And Channel Surf says, the gift was great, reorder. Awesome. And Rob said, stop making Crow movies to Randall. And the Worf Legacy says, Grendel is the shit. Awesome. Derek says, Wishmaster is a guilty pleasure of mine. Derek, I go even further. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's one of my favorites, Wishmaster. I have the laser disc. Totally can Wishmaster any day. Actually, a great Halloween pick would it be. Wishmaster for Halloween. Lord Toth, considering Rob and I and some other people, just a few, like Joker, Folie à Deux, and Lord Toth says, people like Battlefield Earth too. So it happens that some people like movies that the majority doesn't. Steve Catania, Dina, no offense, but based on your avatar on Eric Weber's stream, I thought you were a beautiful woman. Oh, look at that. Lol, but I am not judge. Was that by chance your wife or girlfriend in the avatar? I wish, Steve. No. And even I know Eric says, don't hide yourself behind the avatar, but would you rather have that face or that of J-Lo? You know? It looks a little bit better. Stubble McShave. We still haven't seen Dieter use that stripper pole behind him. No, we probably never will. HR. I was concept artist for Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay a long time ago. Awesome, because it was a great video game. Miele. When will we get free Willy in 4K? Nice save there, Miele. Nice save. Mike McWong. Missed the Red Rooms in Beverly Hills today. Movie started at 12:45. I hope you did get back to it. Report back what you did find about. How did you like Red Rooms? MK Solid. Rob, do you think we will ever Rob, do you think they will ever make Gleaming the Cube for physical release? It's been years.
It's a Fox movie. You know, it's a 20. It's okay. and everything 20th Century Fox. Maybe Sony will eventually put it out. I don't know.
Fingers crossed. Timmons, thank goodness for the multiple choices to save Rob's skin. Multiple choices are only needed if Rob's not satisfied with how the question is phrased. Noted. Justin Channels, considering Thomas Logan said that Rob is featured in the Vince McMahon documentary as an old booker and broker for the WWF. And Justin Channel says those pictures were taken when it was the WWF, right? You would be really authentic. Yes, it was the WWF, considering those
I'm not that old.
Pictures. Chris Cohen, will Rob read my comment from PayPal? Chris, I don't know what you mean, your comment from PayPal. How does that work? I don't know.
That would be a
tip.
A tip. That's a tip, and I can look back and see.
Chris Cohen. I don't know, Rob. This was from 2 weeks ago. No idea. And this was the final, Rob. This was the final.
Oh, I can't see it. I don't know.
I don't know what.
Some people fire in tips at the end of the show and then they don't show up. So
or they forget. Sometimes they forget to put their name, considering the tip.
Yeah,
don't forget
that's true too.
You put your name in it. Otherwise, it just appears
if you DM it to me on Twitter or email it to me or something, I'll read it. Yeah. Which I can do. Thomas Logan, by the way, sent in a super chat and said that Jackie Brown is Quentin Tarantino's most underrated film. Just fantastic. Yeah. Robert Forster delivers a masterclass of acting. He should have won Best Supporting Actor. He was so great. I love Robert Forster. Yeah. I used to see Robert Forster. There's a diner. I don't know if it's still there in West Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard. Was it on Santa Monica? Yeah, I think it was. Called the Silver Spoon. And it was a greasy spoon. It was just a diner, and he was always hanging out there with Sally Kirkland. Don't ask me why. I talked to both of them there. I actually edited a movie called Amnesia that Sally Kirkland was in Well, we did a re-edit of it, so yeah, I don't know if we got credited, but yeah. So that's good. And let me make sure that we don't. I think 1001 Johnny said Rampo Noir. I've been reading Utagawa Rampo's Golden Mask, though I'm behind. I just started his Japanese Tales of Mystery and Imagination and recently finished that. Now just to finish Golden Mask and then on to the early cases of Akechi Kogoro. Yeah, I mean, Rampo is a very famous author. There was a movie. I have a movie called The Mystery of Rampo. I had it on Laserdisc and I had it on, or I still have it on, I think, Blu-ray. I think. Yeah. So there you go. So I guess that brings us to the end.
Yeah.
It's been a
because
long
it's
show.
already 1:30.
Yeah, why don't I let you go? No Star Trek trivia for me.
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe today, Rob.
There you
and
go.
I will save some titles for next week that we don't have to cancel the show.
So why don't we end the show?
And
Deets?
I hope I will come back to you with my analysis of.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to hear what you think.
And don't forget, Rob. Don't forget my recommendation for you. You know, the vampire movie.
Yeah.
What was the American title again? that short one. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. Don't forget it. It's out in the States and on a Blu-ray too. Great movie. My recommendation.
Okay. Humanist
And
vampire
from my end,
seeking
seeking
consenting suicide. It's called Humanist Vampire.
Yeah.
Seeking consenting suicidal person.
Yeah. Correct, Rob.
Wow.
We have it?
I don't own it yet, but I found the trailer.
Yeah. Don't watch the trailer, Rob. Stop
Okay.
watching trailers.
Okay. I won't watch the
Buy the
trailer.
Blu-ray. Buy the American Blu-ray. It's out in the States, Rob. It's out in the States. On Blu-ray.
Humanist Vampire
I think it's
Blu-ray.
only out in the States and in Germany.
Okay, I found it.
Blu-ray.
I found it.
Order it. If you don't like it, send me the bill, Rob.
Oh, you know what? Diabolic DVD has it, but you know what else they have?
Yeah.
It looks like they have the World of Conoco. I wonder if they have it
nice.
on it. I have to look and see if they have it on 4K.
Probably not, Rob. I don't think World of Conoco is out.
Well, it looks like it's a new.
It
looks like it's a new release. Oh no, it's just a Draft House Blu-ray.
That's how it happens. You know, you look at you search for one title and then what is this? What is that? You know. That's how it happens.
The World of Conoco is
on the show.
It's awesome. I love that movie. I was like, ooh, a 4K. Ooh.
Order humanist vampire seeking. What's the title?
Yeah, I'll have to get Humanist Vampire Seeking Suicidal Companion. What a title.
Exactly. Yeah.
What a title.
I will pay the bill if you don't like it, Rob, but I think you will.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You know I'll like it.
It's right what you want, Rob. You know, the vampire living the mundane life, you know.
Bring it
In
on.
our society. Yeah.
Bring it
Sasha
on.
Sasha just doesn't want to kill people. But she needs to feed, Rob. She needs to feed, and mom says, I'm done with hunting for you. You know, I'm done.
All right,
Mom
I'm going to watch it.
And always. Ja, totally. So, on my end, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. And with that, I want to thank Tom Jr. Jackson, Lord Toth. I don't know if Jordy's here or any of the Justin Toner's here. I don't know who else is here. All the moderators, thank you. I want to thank everybody for generously supporting this channel via Super Chats and tips. And we will have a member call next week. So I will see you next week. Melee asks...
Yeah.
Melee asks, were you
starstruck? Yeah.
Were you starstruck
with anyone?
With anyone True Noir? No, I don't get really starstruck because, I've done so many DVD documentaries where I've talked to so many people that I really admire that, I've long since learned they're just people. And I'm respectful. I don't get starstruck, but I am, in fact, respectful. So that's what I like to do, is be respectful, but not starstruck. I will say this. Very lucky to have worked with a lot of great actors. I mean, everybody everybody who worked on the project was absolutely delightful.
Awesome.
1001 Johnny says, was there a tip on Yakuza Like a Dragon, Rob? Yeah, there is one that just came in right here. Robin Dieter, Yakuza Like a Dragon has just dropped on Prime. Will you be watching? It's a crime drama that stars Ryoma Takaguchi of Kamen Rider Drive fame and based on the Ryuga Gotoku Studios video games published by Sega. I'd watch that.
I should dive into it.
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
On Netflix? On Netflix? I don't know.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Have to check it out. Amazon Prime could be available here too, but I need to check. Sometimes stuff gets available on Prime in the US, but not on Germany. It's always a little bit different. I need to check if the series is here available too on Prime.
Yeah. All good, man.
All good.
So I guess that's it. We'll just end this show.
Yeah. Little later, but we finally got it done without technical snafus.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So
all right, sir.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Next Sunday it is. All right, everybody.
Have a nice Sunday.
Have a nice Sunday, good rest of the week. And I'm sorry, Seahawks, you got schooled today, but there's always next week.